Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris, the YouTube critic, and I'm putting you in the news. Starting off today, we're going to talk about Tulsa Police Department. They are now going to indict Betty Shelby, the police officer who shot Terrence Crawford, for manslaughter. I commend the police chief for that. He did say that he was going to bring justice to the situation, and it seems like he's following through. Now, the big thing will be is if they actually follow through with those charges and she is indicted. Now, if she's not indicted, then it's just going to raise even more hell, like it has done with all the past cases with the police officers being brought in for certain charges, but then they end up getting scot-free. The only way I believe, truthfully, that you can make a change with these killings, not by police officers, you know, black, white, Mexican, it doesn't matter. The only way to stop this from happening, but it's being highlighted for the black people, but the only way I feel that this can stop happening is if the police have something to fear. Honestly. Not the black man, not the Mexican man, not the man of color, not the white man. Don't fear the Americans. Make them fear their own livelihood. And the only way you can do that is to let them know that, hey, if you break the law, just like anybody else that is not in the blue uniform, you'll be held accountable for your actions. And that's the only way we can make a change in this world, in the United States of America especially, is to make sure that they feel the same fear that we feel if we were to commit a crime, especially a heinous crime like murder. Now on to the next story with the same tone. In North Carolina, in the shooting of Keith Scott, the police chief, his name is Kerr Putney. Kerr Putney has stated that in the video that the video evidence that they have, it does not definitively show that Keith pulled a gun out on a police officer who shot him. But he would not release that footage to the public. And I believe with the situation that's going on right now out in North Carolina, in Charlotte, I don't believe that not release. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I would release the film or if I would keep it, because I mean they're already rioting. So if you release footage of this man being murdered and the story doesn't match up with what the police officer said, I think that. I think it's best. At first I was in disagreement with it, but now that I sit here and talking to you guys about it, I think it's best that he does not show that film if it shows that this man was murdered and he was innocent and the story does not match up, because the people in Charlotte has already said, I don't give a fuck. They done. And another thing with that, people in Charlotte, come on, man. Y'all can't destroy your own community. Not saying to go destroy anybody else's community, but this is where you have to live. This is where you shop. This is where you go to school. This is where you go to eat. This is where you sleep. Don't destroy your own community. That's not proving anything. That looks ignorant in so many ways. I understand your rage. Trust me, I had the same outrage myself. But you have to control it. Because this is the reaction that they're looking for. Just so they can say they fear us even more. And that's going to snowball into somebody else getting killed, because now everybody in the United States that has on a blue uniform is on alert, because they believe that the next black man is going to act the same way. That the next black man that get pulled over has the same rage for the man in uniform or woman. It's not true. And not saying all police officers would think that, but now you putting everybody on alert. Please stop. Please. And like I said, I feel the same stress, the same anger and disappointment that the next black man does. Just yesterday, I went to go grocery shopping, pick up a couple items for the wife, and when I got back home, I was like, I made it back safely. Why do we even have to say that? Like, where the hell are we at in America right now for this to be even a fear that we can't even leave our house without the fear of being pulled over and shot to death. But anyway, that's it for that news. Let's move on to something a little bit lighter in sports. Today we have the Texans versus the Patriots. It's going to be a good game. Houston has a great defense. Patriots, of course, always has a great offense and a pretty solid defense, as always. For whatever reason, they're just a great team. But the Patriots are a little bit more vulnerable this week. Only is Brady out on suspension for the third game, and Garoppolo is now injured. They have a rookie from North Carolina State by the name of Jacoby Brissett, who, I'm not going to lie, when I was playing DraftKings Fantasy and they had college football on last year, I picked him up a couple of times because the boy could put up some stats. So I'm just saying, he might surprise some people tonight. Don't sleep on the Patriots just because they're starting their rookie quarterback. But just in case, if he F's up, it has been spoken that, hey, there's a thought that Julian Edelman could come in and start. So I would say if Jacoby Brissett is not producing, because he is a rookie, if he's not producing well by halftime, I do think we'll get some exciting play from our man Julian Edelman. And also, in breaking news that was just released about 15 minutes ago, Rob Gronkowski will also be active today. So that's a big boost for the offense of the Patriots, no matter who's playing at quarterback. When you got Martellus Bennett, you got Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman on the outside. That's a good trio. And your boy has been running in the backfield strong this year. That's going to be a good game to look out for because, you got the Texans defense and their offense has been playing pretty good. They got a nice rookie wide receiver as well that's been balling out of his mind right now. He's on my fantasy team. In entertainment news today, we have, of course, the Brangelina breakup. Now, on the heels of that breakup, though, we have a report that Brad Pitt has recently been in investigation by the FBI for child abuse. It was reportedly reported by an unknown source to the FBI that Brad Pitt had been on his jet with his children and he had been drinking a little too much and he can't handle his liquor, obviously, and started verbally and physically abusing his children. I don't know if this was the lead up or the cause to Angelina calling it quits with Brad or them breaking up. But not only did he lose his wife, but he's probably going to lose a little bit of freedom if he's charged and found guilty of these charges of physical child abuse. I mean, it's nothing to play with. And I know you remember, Brad, the movie Fight Club, right? If you was feeling some kind of way while you was on that jet, sir, instead of hitting on your children and verbally abusing them, should have took your little punk ass to the urinal on your little fancy jet and start whooping your own ass, all right? Just a little food for thought. Also, Chris Brown is in the news. It seems like the Department of Family and Children's Services was called on him. The LAPD came by his house just to do an investigation with the Department of Family and Children's Services, just to look at his situation at home because they were called on him by Nia Guzman, his daughter's mother, which the daughter is royalty. He called in the wake of the whole assault with a deadly weapon incident. But enough about Chris Brown. Let's get to some fun news of the day. Today is actually National Car Free Day, aka Pokemon Go Day. This is the day where everybody tries to ride the bus, the metro, the DART, whatever your public transportation is, to kind of cut back on the pollution that has been, causing the greenhouse effect. So if you haven't already, walk. Also, today is National Elephant Appreciation Day. I suggest you go find the elephant, give it a hug and a kiss, and tell it how much you appreciate it. Mwah. Also, today is National Ice Cream Cone Day. I think I'm going to Bronze in celebration of this day. Let me know in the comment section down below where you are going. That is going to be all for today. I'm Chris, the YouTube critic. Thank you for letting me put you in the news. I'll see you tomorrow, and get out.